what the heck are you eating as a figure athlete?
Okay, so as Robert mentioned, I'm in prep right now for competition. So I'm doing sort of a calorie cycling thing where 5 days a week I eat lower calorie, 2 days a week I eat closer to maintenance for a few reasons. But what I'm eating right now, I'll talk about my low days because that's probably going to be the most different from these guys here. So I push my first meal off for kind of as long as I can stand it, which is about 1 o'clock right now. And the only reason for that is because it keeps me, once I start eating, I kind of want to keep eating. So if I can push the first meal off, then I'm just more satisfied throughout the day. So it's kind of like intermittent fasting, but by accident, if that makes sense. So the first meal is usually oatmeal and some scrambled tofu, and then I go to the gym. And then when I come home from the gym, I will have tempeh and sweet potato and whatever vegetable is in season. Right now, zucchini is my jam. And then a few hours later, I'll actually have been having more zucchini spiralized into noodles with Beyond Meat beefy crumbles, which are really high in protein and pretty low carb, and some pasta sauce. And then at the end of the night, I have what I just call like a macro topper, where whatever macros I have left, I try to make some little Frankenstein sweet treat out of that. So yeah. But as for protein, when I'm dieting, protein becomes more important actually, because in the off season, I just eat food. And over the course of the day, my calories are high enough that I'm getting plenty of protein throughout the day. But I want to keep that protein just as high while I'm dieting. So as my calories come down, I have to keep that protein up where it was. So then I pay more attention to protein. I'm making sure that I'm getting like 4 protein feedings a day using tofu, tempeh, seitan. A lot of the mock meats that are out there are really good for helping me hit my macros at that point. So it really changes throughout the year.
My nutrition is pretty consistent all year round. I'm training for the Olympia right now. I'm doing a bench competition at the Olympia. But when I'm not training or not competing, yeah, it's just consistent. I meal prep for myself every day. I hardly eat out. When I say meal prep, it means I cook a bunch of food and I have it ready for me. It's available for me anytime. I put it in little tiny containers and have it ready. I'm on the go 7 days a week, and so it just helps me so I'm not grabbing something unhealthy. Some of the foods that I stick to are fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grain, a lot of tofu, tempeh, seitan, and I also do a protein shake a day. My True Supplements, we have some samples over here at our booth, but people ask me all the time, where do I get my protein? And honestly, I don't care. I know all the foods that I'm eating contain enough amino acids, contain enough protein. I train twice a day, every single day, and I probably, if I have to guess, probably 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. Like I said, I know I'm getting enough because I'm eating a variety of real whole foods.
Yeah, my nutrition varies a little bit from in-season and off-season. So in season I consume around 2,500 calories, like when I'm cutting, getting ready for a bodybuilding show. And outside of that, when I'm like not getting ready for a bodybuilding show currently, I consume around 5,000 to 7,000 calories. So that gives you an idea of kind of the difference in what I'm consuming getting ready for a show versus off season. And right now, off season, I really just have a variety of different foods in my diet, and I don't track too closely. But some of the foods that I really like, Vanessa mentioned a lot of them, but I'm big into lentils. That's kind of one of my big things. And green peas is actually another one, simply because they're really easy to put in a stir fry. Just get some vegetables going in your cast iron pan and put your frozen peas in towards the end, and it's a really good boost in protein. So that's some of the ones I like. Outside of that, nuts and seeds, papitas are a really good one. They're high in protein, and hemp seeds also. So those are some of the foods that I like to eat, both in season and out of season. The big difference is really the calories I'm consuming. And just to mention the protein, I think like Danny was saying, when I'm getting ready for a bodybuilding show, I emphasize the protein slightly more, just because I use an approach where I keep my carbohydrates down significantly when I'm getting ready for a show, and use an approach called carb cycling, which is a lower carbohydrate intake for 5 days of the week, and then I eat slightly more carbohydrates and significantly more carbohydrates on 2 of the other days. So I hope that helps a little bit with understanding our nutrition. Here we go, Robert. Vitamin B12 and D3. I think the D3 is maybe a little bit more important for those who live more in the northern part of the United States, maybe in the December through February time of year where there's not as much sun. or maybe even in the Phoenix area right now where we live and it's 120 degrees and you don't go outside very much. But certainly outside of that, I think maybe a multivitamin is nice, but doing any kind of supplementations of a bunch of vitamins and minerals that you're not sure what your levels are, I don't know that I would suggest that. So on that note, a blood test is really helpful to know if you're deficient in anything and if you should supplement in those areas. I do a protein powder oftentimes, not mandatory every day, but I simply do it for convenience sake. And like Robert said, I don't think protein shakes are necessary, but sometimes out of convenience and taste, I do like protein shakes.
I probably went about 5 years without taking any vegan protein just because I didn't like any on the market. But I do now drink a protein shake once a day. I do True supplements, and again, we're having some at the booth. I also do B12. You said my kind, right? Yep, it's the same. It's a spray. I use it in the morning. And I do a pre-workout by True Supplements, and I do some herbs, some adaptogens, but really that's it. I'm not huge on taking a bunch of stuff, but I do love the protein powder, the convenience of it. When I'm with clients, I just shake it up and I have a quick meal. It tastes good, and it's great for recovery.
So I'll echo what they said about B12 and D3. I think pretty much everybody, vegan or not, should be taking those. I also really highly recommend an omega-3 fatty acid supplement. So yes, we get them from nuts and seeds and flax and things like that, but it's usually ALA, which our body then has to convert into DHA and EPA. And we don't know what, everybody's conversion rate is going to be a bit different, and we don't know what that is. So I just prefer to take straight DHA and EPA, which is usually fish oil. But there are so many omega-3 supplements now that are microalgae-based oil, which is where the fish are getting their DHA and EPA in the first place. So we're kind of going straight to the source there. I love the brand Testa, T-E-S-T-A. They make a great omega-3 fatty acid, so I take that. And I also take creatine monohydrate as a sports supplement every day. Creatine monohydrate is vegan, and you don't need any specific brand. You can get the cheapo brand at GNC. They're all vegan, and it's a great sports supplement.